I've been avoiding making this video for a while because I keep changing my mind. And it's because I keep doing the same old thing. I buy something, convincing myself that I need it, I use it for one trip, and then I slowly put it out the lineup, deciding that I didn't need it. What do I actually need? So this is what's in my bag. I'll be covering what made the cut, what got cut, and what gear cut itself. Let's go. I use the Canon R5Mk2. I find this camera to be complete overkill for landscape photography. I've got a whole video about it just up here where I talk about it. However, having used it for a bit longer, I do have there's some benefits to it that I didn't see when I initially made that video. The main one being pre-capture. Now I was in Oregon, video above, and I used this for capturing the waves as they were smashing against the cliffs, and pre-capture was brilliant. It's a great feature where it essentially just keeps storing the last second and a half of photos into your memory card and then deletes them as time progresses. So you can just hold your finger down waiting for a moment to happen. The second it does happen, you just fully push the shutter button and it's remembered the last second and a half. I said in that video it'd be great for wildlife photography, but in that example I've got a landscape photography example. So that was great, and I did appreciate this for that, especially shooting at 30 shots a second. That aside, I stand by that this is complete overkill for landscape photography. It's going to stay in my bag because I have it, and it doesn't detract from landscape photography. It just has loads of features which I don't use. So for you, I'd recommend instead going for, say, a second-hand Canon R5, the original, especially if you want that huge sensor, those 40 megapixel photos, great for cropping, great for wildlife photography. Alternatively, if you want a cheaper option, go with what I had before, the Canon R8. That's a great little camera, half the size, a lot lighter, and the photos are largely indistinguishable in my opinion. But it is a good camera. I'm not going to say it's not a good camera. And it will be sticking in my bag for 2026 into 2027. Next up, we've got the Shimoda Action V2 30-litre X30 V2. I don't know, it's the 30-litre option. This has been my workhorse. I've used it on most of my trips. The main reason I love this bag, two reasons really. The first is it's yellow, so it sticks out well when you're taking in photos of yourself. But the second one is, at this size, you can take it as a carry-on item, fits nicely under the seat in front of you. So you can take like a wheelie bag and this, and you don't need to pay for any sort of hold luggage, which is cool. You can actually carry quite a lot in it. So you can see I've got the mirrorless medium camera cube inside. There's still plenty of room in there. I can fit my drone, I can fit everything that I need for a 4 weeks photography in this standard size, which is a great perk. The shoulder straps are really comfortable as well. It also comes with a hip strap that I don't have attached at the moment, but that feeds in really easily. Another feature that I like is this here. This allows you to put a tripod in. You can secure it to the bag using this strap. It just means that you don't have to try and force it into a tight pocket. Equally, these detach and you can attach it to the hip belt if you want to put another lens in there or put some water. It also has storage for a laptop in the door here, and then you can fit an iPad in the front compartment there. It also has individual little slots for putting SD cards or SDDs or whatever you need. This is a great bag with one problem. As you can see, I've got an extra strap. Why have I got an extra strap? Well, this is the strap that the bag comes with. And the issue with this strap is, well, firstly, you can put your phone in it, which is great, but there's nowhere to put your capture clip, which is really annoying because most photographers use capture clips. It allows you to just store your camera, easy access on the strap. You can't use this on the default one that it ships with. So I've now lost my phone pouch in order to buy the capture clip strap, which was, I don't know, probably like 30 bucks. And now I've lost that mobile phone storage. You keep this side here, but you can't fit like an iPhone 15 Pro Max into it. Yeah, the best thing I've seen that this Pocket can carry is my Osmo Pocket 3, which is brilliant because it's broke. So now I can carry my broken camera around with me. That aside, this is a great bag. I don't regret buying it. If it breaks, I'll just buy the next one they put out, or just buy the same one again. Brilliant bag, love the color, love the design, a lot of thought into it. Good job, Shimoda. This is the Peak design. I think it's called the Everyday Travel. I don't know. Anyway, it's great. It's great for just city breaks, going away for the weekends, going away for the day. You don't need to bring loads and loads of gear with you. I use this in San Francisco, I used it in New York, just going around for a day or two taking photos. It's got side access, so you can access all your stuff without having to take the bag off. You can lock these zips as well. They hook around this little locking area here, so it just makes it more awkward for pickpockets. You can attach these shoulder straps together so that it doesn't pull apart if the bag's quite heavy.
And inside you can change the layout and the compartments of it. It's really smart looking. I love this little magnetic locking system they have. It just kind of magnetically closes, or you can pull it down and hook it in. Yeah, I mean, for the price, it's fine. It does everything you want to do, and it does it well. It's pretty expensive. I imagine there are cheaper ones on the market, but I bought this one. I love it, and I have no reason to change it anytime soon.
Attached to the Canon R5, I'm using a three-legged thing, L bracket. I really like this. It's great for holding on to when I'm just carrying the camera, when I'm videoing using it. And built into it, it has this capture clip attachment. So this is forged into the metal, and it just allows me to use my Peak Design capture clip, and it works well. Now, this L bracket isn't designed especially for the R5Mk2. So trying to get into these ports here can be a bit fiddly, but it's not a big deal. The main thing is the flippy out screen, which I've never really been a fan of. The flippy out screen is fine if you want to use it, but if you start tilting it up or down and you see you hit a hard stop, it has got this little cutout here, so you can feed it in, which I've been doing, and it works fine. Big fan of this, bigger fan of the price. It's like $25 on sale now. You'll notice I've got a Peak Design capture clip there, and that's because I use this, which is the Peak Design Carryology little collab that they did. This works great. I mean, there's not a great deal to say about wrist straps. This one does have one added feature, so if you drop it, it automatically cinches. And then probably my favorite feature is, so when you put your camera on your capture clip on your bag, or if you put it away, just simply detach it, and then it magnetically attaches to your wrist like that, so it kind of works as a wrist strap, so it's out the way. And then when you do want to use the camera, just pull it out, hook it in, good to go. Not much more I can say about a wrist strap other than it's black and orange, which matches the L bracket and my Apple Watch.
Well, look who decided to join the party. This is the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. This is the first and only vlogging camera I've ever purchased. It's got a Gucci 1-inch sensor. It automatically connects to these microphones, so there's zero effort required. You just flick it on, auto connect, you can start talking, start vlogging. On paper, this is everything you want from a vlogging camera. And I didn't start to miss it until it broke in Utah. How did it break? I don't know. I just woke up one day and it wasn't working. The screen just stays blank. You can still connect through the app, but then it adds quite a bit of time trying to set up a shot when you have to connect to the app, make sure it's connected, make sure the shot looks good, because you've got no reference here with the screen missing. It wasn't until that happened that I really started to miss this. Having to try and vlog using my camera is a pain in the ass. Firstly, because it starts overheating. This is the third time I've tried filming this now. I've got 3 bars before it overheats completely, so I'm gonna have to start talking really quickly. But it made everything a lot easier. Plus I have to connect a special device to my camera so this microphone works. It's faffy. This was really simple, and it wasn't until I lost it that I missed it. So I've sent an email to DJI. They can't fix anything at the moment because of the leadership here in America at the moment. They've banned all DJI products, so at the moment this is just a pretty useless product. I occasionally find use for it in some B-roll, but it's such a faff to set up. The 4 has come out, but again, because of the administration, it's not available here in the US. Maybe when I fly home in a few weeks, I'll buy the 4. It's tricky. I was thinking, do I include this or not? I am going to include this because if you're a vlogger, not if you're into landscape photography, but if you want to vlog and record and document your time, this is probably the best thing there is out there.
Next up is the 24-105. It is f4 throughout that ginormous zoom range, 24-105, starting at 24, which is pretty wide, all the way down to 105, which is almost getting into that telephoto territory. It's a pretty heavy lens compared to all my others, but man, is it worth it. This lives on my camera almost 24/7. So, I mean, it's in my bag. Yeah, it is in my bag, but rarely, usually it's on my camera. So I'm a huge fan of this. I think it's great. You know, since then they've released a 28-70, which is a bit cheaper, not by much, but I still think this is the perfect lens for anyone into landscape photography and just photography in general. Really flexible. You can just keep this on your lens all day, as I've kept saying. Big fan, 2 thumbs up to Canon for making this. The Canon RF100-400. This is a brilliant little lens, especially considering the cost of the thing. It's lightweight, it's pretty small for what it offers, and that 100-400 range is perfect. It's brilliant for landscape photography if you want to zoom in and just focus on a single point in the distance, maybe just focus on a ridge line and the light hitting it. Perfect as well with a square crop.
It's great for bird photography, any sort of wildlife photography. And like I say, it's just so small and compact. Best of all was the price. I paid $700 for this, which is nothing considering the next closest thing in the Canon RF lineup is the 100 to 500, which you're looking at spending about $2,500 on, I think, maybe even more. So this is really nifty. I'm a big fan of it, and it's definitely staying in my bag this year, next year, and probably the following year. Now, I have the wrists of a Kenyan marathon runner, which is weird because I've got the waistline of Homer Simpson. Now, when you've got wrists and fingers that skinny, you need to keep your hands warm in the cold, which is why I've got these. The Heat Company something gloves. I got these gloves because I did that video in the snow a few months ago, and after about 10 minutes I just had to go inside, and it took ages for my hands to warm up. My hands have always been cold. When they're in this position here, you can still use all the buttons on your camera, you still have all that dexterity, and then you can still use the touchscreen as required, same on your phone. But these do work for photographers, which they're not explicitly marketed for, so 2 thumbs up. The Canon RF 16-28 f2.8. This lens, tiny. I was going to say it's cheap. It's cheaper compared to its 15-35 equivalent, which is a fortune. This was maybe $1,000, but it has built-in image stabilization. Now it's relying on a lot of corrections that are made automatically afterwards in post-processing. Personally, I don't care. They've managed to cut the weight and cut the price significantly by relying on Lightroom adjustments afterwards, which all happen automatically straight after you've imported the image, and you can't really tell the difference. I personally would rather have the cheaper lens. I know there's some purists amongst us that will raise their nose to it. Oh well. This is the lineup, and it's got me covered from 16mm to 400mm. So that's the reason they're going to be staying in my bag through this year and hopefully next year if the gas doesn't kick in. This is a magic box. What I mean by that is I charged it. When I got it, I then did 9 days in Oregon, 9 days in Utah, did all the videos that you've seen me recently upload, and I haven't had to charge this again once. I don't know how it stores the battery, it's still at 50% battery. This box, once you open it, you've got 2 microphones, the receiver, plus a few other little gadgets. And when they're plugged in there, it automatically charges. You charge it at the back using a USB-C input. This is a necessity if you are vlogging. Not necessarily this model. You've got the Mic Mini 2 and a few others that they've released that you can get for cheaper that will do a good job. In terms of audio quality, I think it's pretty good. I've noticed recently, ever since I've started plugging the receiver into my camera and talking this way, it sounds a bit crunchy, or maybe it's clipping a bit at the top. I don't know how to describe it. I think it's user error. I'm not putting it down to the mic. It's definitely me. So if you're doing landscape photography, you can obviously skip these, but if you're planning on vlogging, documenting your time, these are great. And if you can get an older model for a bit cheaper, even better. This will be staying in my bag in 2026. Up next, this little Ulanzi monopod. This is the epitome of cheap tat. And what do I mean by that? Well, it's cheap tat. So you extend it out, it's pretty stiff, but it does extend out. Good luck trying to open the legs with cold hands. There she is in all her glory. Cheap tat because it's not stable at all. You can see even just a little finger push and it's like wobbling all over the place. That's a pain in the backside when you set your phone or your Pocket 3 up on it, or whatever camera you're using. You have to hit record and then wait 10-15 seconds for it to stop wobbling around. Equally, the slightest bit of wind, and that's happened to me countless times. So do I recommend this? Honestly, it's probably the hardest recommend. It's cheap, it's really cheap. It's like $20 or something. So for that purpose, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it for another year, but I'll probably do something a bit more substantial. But equally, I don't want the weight. I don't wanna have to take up too much room for something so boring. So yeah, I don't know. Next up, we have the Falcam tree trunk F14 Tomcat. I've got a whole video about this, so I'm not gonna bore you to death with it again. Just post it up there for you. Bottom line up front, I love this tripod. It was the perfect tripod for me. And then I took it to the beach, it got sand in, took it apart, couldn't put it back together again, had to get rid of it. So instead, I got the tripod, which I think is gonna last me a lifetime. It's times like this, I wish I had the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 rather than carrying a Canon R5Mk2 with a big lens at arm's length. Just getting my workout in for the day. Yeah, I'm keeping the Gitzo. It's a big call to make, but I'm going to keep it for quite a few years, but I believe it. 3 reasons I love it. You can get spare parts, which is critical. If a part breaks, I can just buy a new one online. It's in my house in a few days later. The other one is the build quality, really high build quality. You can tell that in the materials. Absolutely love it. Third and final one is it's really supportive as well. It's a good, stable tripod. Bad sides, it's chunky. She's a fat girl. I wish it was a bit slimmer. Gitzo if you're watching. But other than that, highly recommend this tripod. Buy once, cry once, in the case of tripods, and they're bloody boring. So just buy one, then you never have to watch videos about tripods again. I want to talk about this. This is like a lens blower. I'm sure they've got a proper name. This one is a cube ball painted one. I'm going to recommend not buying this, and you're probably thinking, Ben, how can you not recommend a little blowy device? I do think you should have a little blowy device, so to speak, but not this one with legs, because I normally like to push all the air out and stuff it into any sort of crevice in my bag. These legs just take up too much room and make it too awkward to pack, and I don't know why there's legs on it, as if I'm going to have it out on display for when people come around and just see my puffer. It's actually Gitzo. Yeah, don't get one like this. Just get a smaller one without the legs thing. Whatever. Let's talk about drones. I use the DJI Mavic Pro 4 and the RC2 Controller. The Mavic Pro 4 is a great drone. It's pretty much the best one you can buy without getting some stupid Inspire, I think it's called, for about $10,000. I've got a whole video up here in which I talk about its positives and negatives. Main things I want to highlight are you don't need to get this drone to get some incredible shots. The Mini series and the Air series provides just almost as good a quality for considerably cheaper. Also, if you're considering buying maybe a new lens, upgrading from f4 to f2.8, or alternatively getting a drone, get a drone. Nothing's going to elevate your photography more than a drone, more than any lens upgrade in my opinion. So if you can, get a drone. Doesn't need to be this one. The RC2 controller, everyone's trash talking this now, saying you need to buy the new $1,000 one. But for years, everyone was talking about how great this was. Get this, it's perfect. It's a third of the cost of the new one. The screen's plenty bright enough. The battery lasts for ages. It's lightweight, it's slim. I'm a big advocate, get the RC2. Sadly, when you buy a drone, even one that is compatible with an electronic ND filter, you can't buy any on the market. So you just have to buy standard plain ND filters. And for that, I bought the Freewell split ND filter pack. These go from ND4 to ND64, and they do the job. Bit of a pain that you have to fly it back, take off an ND filter, put the new one back on and send it back flying again. But if you're recording video, it's a necessity. Otherwise you have to rank the shutter speed up as the sun comes out and the footage just looks too crunchy and sharp and unnatural. So Freewell, these are pretty much the best I found. Talking of ND filters, I use these, the NiSi Landscape ND filter pack. This comes with 3-stop, 6-stop, 10-stop, and a CPL. I did a review on the variable ND up here, which is what I'm using now. And there's no color cast whatsoever, so you don't have to worry about that. They magnetically attach as well, which is money. It's quick, it's effortless. Best of all, they've got these front and back caps, which just magnetically attach. And that's your whole ND filter set in a nice metallic, secure setup that you can just chuck in your bag. You don't need to carry a case with you, which is really good value. Maybe not good value, they're really expensive. I'll put the price up here. So they weren't cheap, but buy once, cry once. I've used these a lot and I've not had any issues with them whatsoever. About all you can ask for from an ND filter, so I'll give these 10 out of 10. All right, the final thing I'll take you through is this really handy Peak Design bag. I got this in a Black Friday sale, so I think this was only like 25 bucks. I think this was the only colour left, but I don't mind the colour. I use this to just hold Nif, Naf and Trivia. The main thing I keep in here are these, and I don't really want to show you these because they're like hotcakes at the moment. I think people are going out and stealing these from people at gunpoint because of the cost of RAM at the moment. A SanDisk external 500 gig and the Samsung T7 Shield. This is 2 terabytes, the Samsung, and this is 500 gigs, so 2.5 terabytes. And do you know what? I've nearly filled these already. I'm in the market for a third. Good luck trying to get another one. I bought this for a little over $100. This is 2 terabytes, and bought this in the UK for about £40, about $60. Now, this Samsung is going for over $300. On top of that, inside this bag, I've just got a load of tools that I might need for, unfortunately, the Gitzo needs a tool to take out the center column. So I've got all those stored in here. Spare battery for the R5Mk2. I usually carry this on me. Top tip, if you're going to carry a spare battery and the weather's cold, put it in a pocket that's touching your skin or close to your body so your body heat keeps it warm. Once these get really cold, you'll see a lot shorter lifespan out of them, or at least battery life out of them. So keep it warm, keep it close to your skin. So let me get a bit closer. So today is Monday, May 4th. Happy May 4th, by the way, my young Padawans. Tomorrow, May 5th, I have two very, very, very exciting parcels arriving that are going to be joining the contents of this bag. If you want to find out what they are, why don't you hit subscribe? I'm trying to hit 500 by summer, which is about 25 days, and I think I've got 10 to go. So if you made it this far, please hit subscribe, like the video, it means a lot. Thanks very much. See ya!